Hi,
Oh, I
live.
missed it. Dr. Laura Dabney, relationship coach Joelle Brandt. We help executive men find the relationships of their dreams, but we also are here to help everybody feel more comfortable about getting help for their emotional and relationship problems.
Yes,
That's a mouthful.
it is. It is.
And we're here with our dynamic black outfits on.
I know we are today.
You guys are feeling very, I don't know. I think of black as being strong.
Yeah. Strong topic today, I think.
We do have a strong topic today. So we decided we would talk about how to deal with the sociopaths and the narcissists in your life. In other words, how to deal with the difficult people in your life.
I think it came up.
Effectively.
I think the one reason why we thought it was important to talk about is actually Dr. Dabney has been talking to a lot of reporters and featured in a few different articles about sociopaths and narcissists, just because it's something that she deals with a little more than me, but it's definitely something where I'm learning a lot from her. But it's really important because sometimes you don't see it as a person who was never really taught about it or taught the tools to kind of see these flags. Listening to her talk to the reporters, reading the articles, it was like, you need to tell everyone.
Yeah, it's a big topic. So we were kind of surprised. We must have had 3 or 4 reporters wanted to speak to me about narcissists or sociopaths. Now, one of the reporters said there's a YouTube war going on with somebody saying somebody else is a narcissist, no, is a sociopath.
Okay.
And we were trying to figure that out. So that was kind of fun. And I don't know what those YouTube things are. So if that's so, then stay tuned and maybe you can learn something here. But so the difference mainly is that's what people always want to know, the difference. Sociopaths are equated to monsters and narcissists are equated to full of themselves or stuck up.
Yeah.
And I guess that's kind of true.
Yeah.
Sociopaths is, we term, the proper term for that is antisocial personality disorder. That does not mean you don't like to go to parties. Antisocial personality disorder means essentially that you're a criminal. Okay, so, and then the sociopath is the layperson's term for that. And we use that term sociopath too. But basically it's somebody who, they just don't just break the law, but breaking the law is a way for them to get distance from people. They can't do relationships. This is a truism that a lot of people don't understand. Not everybody can do relationships.
They can fake them, though.
They can fake them, right? And that's the problem. They don't realize it's unconscious. People. I mean, this is not like they're going, okay, I'm going to fake a relationship. It's unconscious. So that terminology is personality disorder. When you have difficulty or impossibility to create a substantial, healthy, intimate relationship, we call it a personality disorder. And then there's different flavors. Narcissism is the one where they have to the closeness gets to be too much for these people. Closeness feels threatening. If you're healthy, closeness feels good, but to people with personality disorders, it feels threatening. So they break the closeness, again, not consciously, but they'll break the closeness by putting another person down and putting themselves up. So narcissists have to break that closeness by
being like,
that's like being nasty.
Belittling them,
belittling another
mean.
person.
Yeah.
It can't be we're both good at something, I'm better and you're worse. They have to do this to break the closeness. Okay. And sociopaths break the law to break the close,ness or keep secrets from you. So breaking the law is a way of breaking any tie with society. I'm not going to follow the societal rules. I do it my way.
That's a big one.
Yes.
Societal rules.
So they break the societal rules and they break the closeness with you because they have a secret. So it's just a way of pushing everybody out and keep themselves from feeling close. So the problem is you think, well, if you really can't handle closeness, is what we're talking about, then they'd be a hermit, right? Well, yes, you'd be a hermit and then you don't have a personality disorder. Well, you might, but it's a little different because what happens is they get the distance And then they feel abandoned.
And then they need to find that closeness again.
Right. So this is why you feel like a yo-yo when you're in a relationship with these people. They want in, then they break it, and they want back in, and they break it, and they want it.
And usually, I think, is it with the narcissist a lot of times too, though? It's like when they break it, then they're coming back with all the compliments and just making you feel great because they are trying to get you back in.
They both, they both, that's right. That's where they're, well, they may feel like they're overdoing it or pretending, but they're scrambling to get back in.
Okay.
Because they feel abandoned.
Or they act out and then they have to do something to make up for their acting out.
Right. They feel guilty or abandoned, sad, whatever it is that now they feel a little lost and they got to come back in. But the difference is sociopaths in general aren't going to change. They're not treatable. This is, I know there's exceptions, but in general, the main difference is sociopaths aren't treatable and narcissists are. There's a lot of people in mental health who feel narcissists aren't, or other personality disorders aren't, but that's because insurance typically won't pay for them to get help. It takes a long time for a narcissist to improve, but there's different gradations, different levels, right? So there can be someone who has narcissistic traits, for instance, but they don't have that push-pull to that degree. Then there's extreme narcissists who probably aren't treatable, and everything in between, right? So what do you do? What if you don't know? How do you handle someone if you think they're a narcissist? Thoughts on that?
I think when it comes to trying to see, kind of deciphering which one is which, let's say, it's definitely going to be when you also discuss your own boundaries with these narcissists, if ones that you may think are narcissistic. If you bring up your concerns, your feelings, and they dismiss you completely or don't even believe it's an issue, there's a flag right there that, okay, I don't know how far this is going to be able to go.
Exactly. That's it right there. We call that a test. I mean, there's a test you can use with anybody in your life who has mistreated you or made a mistake. We talk about red flags a lot. And what you're talking about is sort of the difference between a red flag person and a person who's made a mistake. So is this a narcissist who's not treatable or not amenable to work things out, or is this a narcissist who is? So if you say, right, we talked about this with our boundaries. We say, I feel X when you do Y. I get really irritated when you're late for our dates all the time. And they say, well, it's your problem because you always pick these places way out, Timbuktu. They blame you. That's a bad sign.
Yeah.
If they dismiss you entirely, I'll get over it, whatever excuse they use to tell you to get over it, or it shouldn't bother you, that's a bad sign. So if they, and just like we said in the last video, if they say, well, oh my gosh, it's a habit I'm trying to break and I'm so sorry, I am working on it, I'll try not to do it in the future. Okay.
Yeah.
And I think it's workable.
And I do think also it's good to note that, obviously, like we said, this is something that for Dr. Dabney it could take years for her to help someone deal with this. So, even if you do have that conversation and say, okay, I hate when you're late, or, I feel this when you're late, and they try, and then they mess up again, that's not the end of the world.
Right.
As long as they're trying.
Right.
You see that sustained commitment to wanting to at least be better. That's a big, that's a big positive sign that, okay, this person might be willing to make the changes for the relationship.
Yes, you're going to have to stick up for your boundaries in relationship more than once. A lot of people come in and they go, but I've already told him that and he did it again. It's a bad sign. They're a narcissist. Like, not necessarily.
You may have to tell them 10 times.
It's on your agenda doesn't mean it's on their agenda, right? They're doing it temporarily because it hurt you, and that's a good sign. But it doesn't mean it's going to stay on their, radar. This is bad, because to them they don't think it's bad or a problem. So you're going to have to stick up for yourself what you need, what you want more than once.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it is. It's another good topic too, is like what happens when you let your boundaries slide and how to keep them from sliding.
Yes.
Gosh, we could talk about that for hours.
Yes, this boundary topic keeps coming back.
It does.
But yes, and so where the narcissist has their problems, the sociopaths you probably want to put up at a boundary and leave. Yeah. You just don't want to, if it's that egregious that they're not working with you and the societal rules, I can't change them. You're not going to change them. It's not worth even putting the effort in, frankly. And there's our door. Someone's already here. Somebody heard us and came. So whoever that is, we'll go have them wait. But sociopaths say goodbye. Narcissists test them out with a boundary, see how they respond. Otherwise, it might just be a mistake that you have to address, and it's a good sign if they want to work with you.
Yep, absolutely.
We'll be back next time with some extension of this, I'm sure.
I know. All right, have a good day.
Bye.